sunset. Pretty nice. It's the end of the day here on Father's Day. I thought I would give you guys another quick update as I've been pretty quiet on the video front, but all the same, busy. Especially today. Ooh, I look kind of blown out, eh? Let's see if we can fix that briefly. Let's put down the coffee, clean the camera. It's not much better, is it? My phone's getting a little old, so the camera itself is all scratched up. Evening Horsey check with you guys while I chitty chat. Peggy and Ruly are doing great. Hello, Sue. Actually looking at the screen. It's been a great day. Father's Day's been just nice. It's beautiful. I mean, you can see the sun's just on its way down. It's a beautiful sky. About 8:30 or so, I think. Ruly's doing great, but look here. Oh. Tana went home today. A little sad. She's great to work with. So was her owner, and we'll miss her. But took her back, and she settled in like she never left. So it was nice to see. She's doing pretty good. So, but here's Gracie. She's got lots of food. Give her piles of food. She's mound down pretty hard. Somebody mentioned she's getting a little bit bigger. I agree. I think she's starting to... Oh, somebody's moving around. Starting to kind of thicken up, grow a little bit of muscle and all that. So that's nice to see. What else? Ooh, look, there's the fish. I don't move too much. You just can see them. They've already figured out I'm here. So, I know it's kind of late and some of you missed this video because it's a little bit later, but it's just a quick update. I promise I'll be back tomorrow with lots of new stuff. Schedule's clearing up just a little bit to get that kind of thing done. We've got these two here. We're always friendly. Rony's on his way over. Yep, another Horsey check because I know I've not been on a high. Rony, what's going on, buddy? He's been a great little guy. He's hey David. Here he comes. Oh, hi buddy. Haley's actually been working with him. And thank you, sir. It's been a good Father's Day today. I've been busy. I'm a little tanned. Hello, Maria. Yes, I'm talking about coming up with more videos. But yeah, I've got I don't know if you can tell. It's hard to tell in this light, but so much sun today. We're in the pool, running around, doing some horsey stuff. I was just trying to say, Haley's been working with Macaroni and Lena. She actually messed around with both of them today. Look at this guy. Hello, Luke. Give him a big spray-ins with fly spray today. Hey, buddy. What are you doing? What are you sniffing? I don't have anything on me. So, he needs it. He needs extra fly spray. And he's getting it. So, lots of food. So I'm going to go back to eating. It's cool, man. It's all good. So yeah, just a fantastic end of the day. But I'll make this short. I don't think I'll make this very long. Things are going well. Very busy. Lots of things going on. But I will be back to videos this week. Hopefully starting tomorrow morning. I'll be back to the normal schedule. Minus one horse, of course. The way it goes, but we have a new one coming in July, so things keep rolling along. Luke's coat is getting lighter. Yeah, depending on the camera, I don't know if I've seen a difference, but it's possible. But I've got plenty of things going on. I've got that story that I want to talk about when we went to Alco Park. How can I resist showing this thing? Hi, Gracie. Did you want to sniff the camera like everybody else? There you go. There's your horsey nose for the day. So I'm here to get a drink, man. Leave me alone. Well, drink up. Says, what do you want? Why are you here? She's loving some scratches right here. Just loves them. Goes nuts for them. So, you're not gonna drink if I'm here? Are you a shy drinker? Motorcycles everywhere today. It's been beautiful. I'm sure there's every dad on the planet that's got a motorcycle is out on his motorcycle. Of course, they got a rev going by. What is happening? Are you gonna? Flies are out and about. Yeah, it's true. She might be getting a little bit chubbier, eh? Back off and she might drink a little. There we go. Slurpy slurp slurp. Horses are interesting the way they drink, the way they slurp like that. Once in a while you'll see them lap up water with their tongue, but very unusual. The only horse that I've seen consistently do it, actually, was Ruli. And sometimes when you put fresh water, just pure fresh water, and everything's been cleaned out, what happened to the goats from hell? I think they got fed. It's, what time is it? It's 8:45 or something? 9 o'clock. Oh my goodness. 9 o'clock. They get fed by 9, so, you know. Anyway, so Ruli here, if you put in some super fresh water, get it all cleaned out like it is, I mean, most of the time it's pretty clean, but when you give it a good cleaning, this is what horse water should look like. Clean, fresh. And she'll come along and she'll just start to lap it up. Slurp, slurp, slurp. She'll stand there for 15 minutes doing it. It's weird. But then other times she drinks normal. So most of the time they just suck it up through their mouth. Some way, somehow. Yeah, everything's going really great. I promise that I'm getting back to things. I've got piles of things to talk about, like that trip up to Alco Park with those guys, with the inner tubes, the raft tubes. You know, they're going down there, and some training actually, because I figured that I might as well. You never know when you're going to encounter something weird like that. We were actually talking about that today, and it had never occurred to me as we went up to go sit with these guys, some guys yelling in the river, and it's kind of down the bank and so on and so forth. And the one of the guys came running up the bank with his thing, right? So it never occurred to us that would happen. So something to work on. So we'll make a video out of it. It'll be interesting. I'll talk about it. That'll be interesting. We'll talk about how to talk to people, because you don't want to be, if you ever become an equestrian, if you're riding horses or you are one, you know, you don't want to be the person that's you don't want to be the swearing person. You don't want to be the angry person. You want to be the person that'll hopefully make a difference. Otherwise, there's a pretty good chance that if you're really mad, you're the blood, you people like you, then that person, if they're already like that, they might start thinking, maybe I should have hit you with my car, you know, or whatever. You know, they're not going to have any sympathy if you're not a kind. And just saying, you get more bees with honey than you do vinegar. So it's evening coffee time, but that's about it, I think. I've got back to most people's comments, but if you feel like I haven't, or if I've missed anything, feel free to ask. I did have one that I missed in the last chat that somebody brought up, and the question was, is there any time? Are there any cases of horses that are just too far gone to bother with anymore? And I think I might try to maybe dedicate a video to it, because there's a lot to say. I'd say mostly not. There's rarely a case where a horse is too far gone. A horse may be too far gone mentally or physically to do certain things But I do believe that the majority, 95% of the horses out there, have have the ability to be peaceful and peaceful with humans. Maybe it takes a little bit of time, but I think they're all pretty good. I haven't maybe come across maybe one that I wouldn't bother with. One, maybe two. I just wouldn't bother. Somebody else might, but so it's subjective too. So the problem is, hey Crystal, um, it's a subjective thing. You know, is a horse too far gone? Well, that's, you know, beauty's in the eye of the beholder kind of thing, and you one person might think, yeah, it's too far gone. This is a lost case. Just send it off. Go play with some of the horses in a big pasture somewhere. And somebody else might say, I think I know what can be done. I think I know how we can get through to this thing and get it to be where it'll want to be friends again. So I don't have a clear-cut answer to that. So I think I might try to have a think about it, and we'll do a little discussion. Um, and it'll sort of bleed into that discussion that I've been talking about before, about fear in the horse, fear in the human. Hey Olives, happy Father. Thank you. Thank you. It's been a great Father's Day. Um, we did some swimming and too much time in the sun, and uh, yeah, it's been great. Took Tana back today. I know you guys come in late. Everybody's coming late. Tana went home today. Um, she's great. She's happy. It's like she was never not there. You know, she just blended right back in. Happy to see her friends, kind of thing. And great place to be. Miss her. You know, we were talking to the owner and sort of discussing everything that she did, everything her owner did, and all the great things that kind of went on. She really came a long ways, and I love her personality. Um, I know I didn't do a lot of videos with her. I did a bunch for her owner, but not a lot, not too many. But I think that you guys probably, I might try to put some stuff together. I'll talk to the owner, make sure it's cool. But thanks, Carla. And discuss, you know, situations that can, I mean, essentially, the simplest way to put it is, you know, Tana had been under, there was an opinion, a subjective, like as always, a subjective opinion made that it might be pretty rough to kind of get her along with things. And I made a subjective opinion that was the opposite. And it turns out that, you know, she was a good horse, and everything really went really well. And so I would like to be able to show you guys some stuff, some things, some ideas, because I'm sure that it can apply to quite a few of you out there that are thinking to buy a horse, have had a horse, have a horse now, and you're thinking, oh, what do I do with this thing? It's just, you know, pushing me around or whatever it's doing. And so could be a good story. Could be a good story to tell. How is it not dark there yet? Well, we are on the 49th parallel, so it's just the way the Earth turns. We still have sun. Farther south, you guys are going to be out of sun. Further north, it's going to be sunny for a little while longer. So that's how that works. It's 9:07. Yes, it's summertime. Dark in California. Yes, you guys are further down the Earth. The closer you are to the equator, the earlier the sun will set. So there you go. Did you ever get the picture of Jupiter and the moons? Yes. Go check out the Facebook or Instagram page. I got Jupiter and 4 moons last night, and a fascinating, amazing shot of a full moon. You're on the 45th, yes, so a little darker. Not really dark here in Oregon. Yeah, Oregon's not too far south. Not very far at all. It's probably getting pretty close, but not quite. So, yeah, the Jupiter and the 4 moons. I know I get it. This is weird. This channel is about all kinds of things, not just horsey stuff, you know, but nature, Earth, the planet. I don't really get into politics or religion, though. I think that'd be those ones will be off topic, way off topic. But you know, everything that goes on with this Earth. Talking about horses. Well, you know, every time I post on Facebook and Instagram about some astronomy things, I make sure to note that horses love astronomers. So, you know, They too. They stare at the stars at night. You watch them. They're looking up and wondering what that thing is in the sky. So, but anyways, no, I got an awesome shot. It's a great question. I got an awesome shot. Jupiter is only visible for a little longer, I think, and then we got to wait a year. And supposedly it's going to be a little bit further in the year. I think September or October or something. So there's less of a chance that it's going to be clear. No political stuff. No problem. Um, and so you could, if you have a telescope and you happen to get your phone to line up properly with the telescope, you can take a picture, literally take a picture of Jupiter and all four moons, which is amazing because it's something like 640 million miles away. What, you know, that's insane. That's amazing. And um, and then the moon, of course. I mean, everybody's got shots of the moon, but uh, the sun is exactly opposite right now, and of course that makes a full moon. Um, and yeah, it's an awesome time of year to just get this stuff. So I got a daytime or an evening blue shot of the moon that I think everybody saw, and then last night I got a midnight or 12:30 at night or something like that shot. So the sky is pure black and it's just some bright, beautiful, cratery, detailed moon. It's amazing. The only problem is that when the sun is so flat to the moon, you don't see the craters as much. They flatten the craters a little bit more because you don't get as many shadows. So grabbing a picture of the moon earlier, you'll see more craters. So whatever that's worth. Anyways, I love it. What else can I say? We've been busy. We've been busy. We've been doing obstacle course stuff. I've got a little bit of video. Put my coffee down, but you can see. I'll try to put some pictures in the video because if you don't see it on the Instagram feed or Facebook feed for the business, then you might not see them. But I'll see if I can stick them in a video. But we've been doing cones at the back, pylons there, the bridge slash teeter-totter is there. Made the teeter-totter a little bit more teeter-tottery today by Haley's request. Um, and I was saying that she worked both macaroni and Lena today. So she's pretty excited about that. Um, it's interesting, you know. I have an Instagram. Yes, I do have an Instagram, a very healthy Instagram account. Um, Healthy meaning we regularly put pictures of our horses up, say funny jokes, comment on weird things, I suppose. Jen's doing great. Yeah, no, we went all the way out to go take Tana back, and you know, obviously everybody loves her, so she chatty away, and I had to trim a horse while I was there, so I was off doing trimmings, and yeah, it's great. So let's see, what else? There was one more question. What was that? Gracie's hooves. Sidlicious. Gracie's hooves are coming along really well. I actually have to do trim-ins for everybody this week. Um, and I know there's some of you out there that like the horse hoof or the hoof trimmings. Obviously the horse hoof stuff. Don't have any goats or pigs or camels or something around here. No elephants, no giraffes. Although that would be cool. Anyway, so the horse hoof conversation and things that kind of go on with that. So I'll try to do some stuff. I'll try to do a live video again. Last time I did one, with Lena, right? Yes, Lena. So maybe I'll do one with Luke or Gracie. It's a little bit harder to do when nobody's here. And instead, I don't know. I'll see what I'll figure something out. But her hooves have really come along. It's a very interesting case. I have to say that I haven't come across a case like Gracie's ever, to be honest, to where they were not maintained, weren't trimmed. And I actually had a thought, and I was going to ask my vet because they had sort of stated they were really worried about trimming them and so on and so forth. They're thinking maybe she would need to be tranquilized to be trimmed. And I thought, how do you trim a tranquilized horse? Because most tranquilized horses can't stand very well. So you'd have to be pretty precise with the tranquilizer amount, and then also with the amount of time that you spend, because it quickly burns through their body and they come back alive, and then you might have some trouble. So get David to do the camera work. David's busy, you know. He does have a life. He can't spend it all here. Um, I mean, he's fine. He can come here anytime he wants. And in fact, he's online right now. So, David, you're welcome anytime. He says July 3rd. It's a long ways away, man. I'm not sure if everybody can wait. So, you might have to, you know, cancel every plan that you've got and be a cameraman. So, um, I can pay you in apples and carrots. Where was I? Oh, yeah, Gracie's hooves. So, you know, I can't even imagine how you'd trim a tranquilized horse. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And I've heard some pretty bad stories about horses that are tranquilized and they fall over. They can't keep their balance. You're not really supposed to move them as it is. So having them stand on 3 feet for any period of time seems like a really crap idea. I don't know. What do I know? I've never done it. Never will. Well, maybe never will. Hopefully never will. I guess I'll never say never. Um, and oh, you guys write too many comments. I gotta read these things and say okay. And then um, so I mean, for me, it's really, and I've encountered many of them where people have said, "Oh, you know, it might be hard to trim this guy. He usually rears up or runs away or kicks or bites or whatever." And the majority of the time, I'll get people say, "I don't, I don't understand. Where I don't know. This isn't the same horse. You know, I've never." I just trimmed one the other day, actually, come to think of it. And somebody had walked by and says, whose horse is that? Where'd you get that horse from? Because he wasn't putting up a fuss at all. He was just gently giving his feet, you know. It's a lot about how you approach them, I think, you know. Topic for another day. Anyways, Gracie's feet. So not maintained, they're upright. And so there's usually upright feet are called club feet. But there's actually a better term for it, or I believe it's a better term, and it's called a stump foot. And by a veterinarian named Dr. Rooney. I can't remember his first name, David Rooney, or that's his son. Anyways, I managed to download some papers from that guy after he died, but his son was maintaining a site that kept all of his papers alive, so I downloaded them to read about it. But a stump foot or a club foot, as people more know it by, essentially is, if it is a proper one, then it's a type of hoof that is upright, and it's just going to be upright for its life. But my understanding is x-rays were done and she's not diagnosed with that. She just hasn't had a trim for a while. And as I've been trimming down, I mean, probably changing the angle about, I'd say a good ½ inch off of the back end per trim. And it takes a while because it grows back. And so next time you're taking off another ½ inch or so, but you're really only reducing it from the original, from where it grows. So say, for example, you take off a ½ inch and it grows a ¼ inch, and you take off a ½ inch, you know, so you're getting down a ¼ inch lower than what you last trimmed to. Because if you take them too far, you have a risk of stretching, or not stretching, actually breaking and snapping, or damaging ligaments. Ligaments don't stretch. Tendons have tiny bit of stretch, and muscles have lots. So in most cases, you can get a tendon to, not the tendon that stretches it, but the tendon pulls on the muscle and stuff. And but it takes a while to do. You can't, I don't believe you can do it in a quick go. You know, you can reduce the whole foot and change the angle a little bit, but you can't change a whole angle. All at once. And so yeah, anyway, she's come along really well. I do have to trim her up this week, so we're going to take a look at that, and I'll see if I can't get the camera out to figure that out with you guys. The other part of it is that her frog was just massive. I mean, it was this, does that even make sense? You know, a lot. Too big. So that has been slowly brought down to what is a normal size, which also will reduce things that appear to be thrush or cracks or splits. And so, we're getting into some advanced hoof stuff here, but bottom line is coming along nicely. I wouldn't say she's done. Most hooves, to be properly rehabilitated from something, whether it's massive flare, cracks, things like white line disease and whatnot, We just keep talking. We'll chat amongst ourselves. Um, yeah, go ahead. And um, where was I? You guys, frogs. Talking about frogs. You broke my train of thought. It's not my fault. What was I talking about? Gracie's feet. Some of the frogs. Oh, cracks. Right. So sometimes when you get really, really big frogs, there's enough leverage on that frog to split the Teresa. Thank you. Father's Day. Everybody who's wished me happy Father's Day, thank you. But Teresa, thank you very much. Father's Day has gone very well here today, and um, got some swimming done. Too much sun. You can't really tell in this light, but I am dark. Like you can't tell, but yeah. Camera. There we go. There. My eyes are even red. I think. Just we had a bunch of time in the pool. Um, so, anyways, yes. So the the cracks in the frogs that travel upwards into the bulbs, and I don't know if you guys, if you're not sure what I'm talking about, I've done a video on the pieces of the hoof. Go check it out. Go search it out, and you'll understand. But essentially, when a frog gets too big, it gets leverage, and if this is downwards, this is the frog, and the frog can split like this, and it'll continue to have leverage at the bottom to continue to split up into the bulbs, and it's very, very unhealthy. So without completely reducing the pressure on the frog, because pressure on the frog is required for a few things. And actually, it's an interesting topic because I was talking to another lady about a horse that had no real cartilage in the back of the foot. It's called lateral cartilage. I don't know why it's called lateral cartilage because it's bilateral cartilage. It's on both sides. And the uh, the the frog in the back of the foot must be properly formed and healthy and functional to give strength to the back. And some backs, it's just goo. In fact, there's nothing you can feel it. It's hard to explain what a tactile thing is, but essentially it should feel kind of firm, firm and plump, like a, like a, like a, like a plum. Actually, come to think of it, like an orange, maybe an orange. Oh, Carla, thanks. Have a good breakfast. We did have a good breakfast. Uh, I'll probably post a picture, maybe a video. We'll see, because I try to take video of treasured moments in my life when I can. Of course, you guys don't. That's personal. It's private. But we actually cooked out on a little tiny fire in the fire pit. Just a little. We just put some cedar in and made some, and we'd cook a bacon on there. It's kind of cool. It's a neat little. It's like camping. It's camp here. Look at this place. I mean, it just looks like a camping spot, right? Just trees and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, Father's Day was it was nice, and we really enjoyed our day. So thank you everybody who's again said Happy Father's Day. But back to the topic at hand, not to my life, but Gracie's life. Um, and so what you have to do is be able to reduce the the leverage of the frog by beveling you. How do I even explain this without something to look at? But anyways, you kind of bevel it so that the force of the frog being pushed doesn't push it apart anymore. It can even push it together a little bit. But you actually just want straight up and down pressure. It's just fine if it's straight up and down, but you don't want it to split apart. So you want to reduce that, but still you want to reduce the height, but you still want it to be able to get some pressure, especially on soft ground. So that's been the battle with Gracie's feet, is changing the angle, fixing the walls, removing just massive embedded bar, like the bars, the pieces that come down the side of the frog. That's it. It looks like wall. That's bar, and that stuff kind of grows, and it just becomes this big callousy bit in there that I have been trying to clean up and clear out for well a year. And so with the frogs, with the bars and the walls, and the angles, I mean, I think I did one trim where I thought, I don't know, I think maybe I'm getting too, you know, not aggressive isn't quite the right word, but I would take off enough where I started to think, maybe I should have just done a little hair less. And she's walked off with it. She's been okay, but I kind of thought, I don't know, it don't look quite right this time. But hooves grow back very quickly. Um, Surprisingly, they grow back very fast. For anybody that's ever said, my horse, it wears down the feet too fast. And I kind of go, well, I've never seen that on healthy feet. If it's unhealthy, then yes, absolutely. So I think I just saw something orange go by. David, you got to be kidding me, man. Lori, oh, you guys, I, I don't even know what to say. Thank you. As always, thank you. Thank you. Um, David said something. For treats for the horses and coffees while you're out and about. You'd make horses and owners better. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. We actually, Tana's owner was ecstatic and hugs all around kind of thing. And it was, I gotta say, the majority of people that we get to meet, that we have the pleasure of meeting, the pleasure to be around, and this channel included, 100%. Even my daughter was there. In fact, we've got a part of a video we got today where she is thanking you guys specifically. And because I share with her the nice, I mean, there isn't anything that isn't nice that comes through, but you know, and she's just a little 8-year-old, wide-eyed, happy, and proud, you know, kid. And so thank you. I really moved. Even, you know, in person, when we have these wonderful people that come through, and we get to be a part of their lives. And you know, Jen runs a daycare, so she gets to take care of the kids. I get to take care of horses. We are really, really, what's the word I'm looking for? Just, I mean, the most appropriate word that you could think of in the English language becomes blessed. Just really lucky and to have these rich experiences that we're very, very grateful for. Incredibly grateful for. So we try to pass that on to the kids too. There's got to be some perspective somewhere though. So anyways, I did have a question I know that I missed, and I apologize. Where were you? And I noticed that, where are you? You're in here. Tina. Hello, Tina. And Abia. I think I said hello, but if not, hello. Hello, Alice. And Carla. I think I already said Lisa. There you are. Lisa, you sent me something on Facebook. I didn't know who you were, so I didn't respond yet. But hey, I have a super anxious horse. How do we help her? Just I don't know. Watch more of my videos about all of the ways that I work with horses. And reassurance. Anxious horses are fearful horses. Fearful horses are dangerous horses. So you can actually get rid of two problems with one. Be strong, provide direction, be reassuring. That's a hard question. Let me think about it. If you can give me any examples, great. If not, no problem. I've seen plenty of anxious horses. I've got one. That one. And it's not uncommon. So for whatever you think, you're not alone at all. Very, very common. It is all about your way of being around them. Honestly, I'd say there's a lot of videos you could watch here. But it's a lot of reassurance, a lot of kindness, but firm. You know, horses take a lot of value from knowing where they kind of stand. So I don't know if that makes any sense. If you have any exact details that you can kind of give me an idea on, then we'll go from there. One of my Mustangs need trim, but there's no way. Mustangs are hard to trim. When I had the Mustang here, it took me weeks to, well, it took me 2 weeks to get the halter off, another week to reliably get another one on. Reliably, I could get it on, but it wasn't always reliable. Um, and then I started to work on the feet and made it partway through that, trimmed the front feet, and started to mess around with the back feet, but then ran out of time. It takes time. Yes, Mustangs, wild horses. Love Mustangs, and I still plan on. I got to talk to Sean, but I'm trying to make it down to Colorado this year and get some more experience with some off the range Mustangs if I can. I don't know how much time I can take, but my camera will be running the whole time, so that should be fun. Always for thanks, Tina. I'm glad you like the videos. At least he won't be hungry. Is that me? I won't be hungry. David won't be hungry. Right. David won't be hungry because he apples and carrots. Exactly. How do you start a horse with lunge training? I don't lunge personally. I don't long line lunge. I will liberty lunge. And I will short line lunge. Is that what you mean? There was My Life Rodeo. Let me know if you're still here. What kind of horses does David have? David has he has a Oldenburg Draft, a Appendix, an Arabian, and a quarter horse. My horses are his horses. There's always Gracie. Gracie's not for sale. Well, not right now. Just keep talking. We'll chat amongst ourselves. The moon looks awesome. Thanks, Maria. Yeah, the moon shot was amazing. I love. Oh, it should be out tonight, but not right now. I watched the trimming. Carla says I watched the trimming video today that they did everything very unsafely, sedated, spooky, really long hooves. Sometimes when you get the ones that have never been taken care of and they get these long. I mean, Gracie's lucky. She wears her own hooves down pretty darn good. And she was on hard ground. But some of the ones that get onto pasture, they're on muddy, grassy, just dirt kind of thing, their hooves will grow up and they'll turn into these weird looking elf shoes kind of thing. And those ones, because they haven't been handled, they're fearful and they're in pain. Very, very hard to handle. And you actually would have a very hard time picking up their feet, because when you go to pick up one foot, it hurts too much to stand on the other foot. And the same thing happens regularly for even just domesticated normal horses that get trimmed, you know, here and there and stuff, but they got bad feet and you go to pick up their feet. I had one. I had to switch between feet every 5 to 8 seconds. And I trim a little, trim a little, trim a little, trim a little, trim a little. I think I did that at least six or 7 times for sure. Went between feet. And finally, I took off enough material and balanced it out enough that that horse could stand on the other hoof for longer than 10 seconds. And I could actually get something done. And then when I got something done enough, and then I went over to the other foot and made it a lot better. And then it could stand on that a lot better. And then it stood, you know, and that's how that goes. So, yeah, the really long hooves that's just mean, you know, it's not kind to, I can't even get into it. It bothers me so much. Central sulcus. Yeah, the central sulcus thrush cracks is a big deal. For anybody who knows what it's talking about, it's essentially the middle of the foot, the back, and there are collateral sulci, which is either side of the frog, and there's the central sulci being the plural form of sulcus, like fungus and fungi. Reminds me of a joke. You know, why does everybody always invite the mushrooms to the party? Because they're fungi. Anyways, moving on. So there you go. Looks like a park. Yes, it is, Sue. It is like a park here. And man, the lights are going out. Question. Abia Ranch says, oh yes, you have a yearling. Carry on. My new yearling seems to be getting a puffy area just above her back hoof. It's very small. Not sure if I really am seeking someone. What could it be? What should I look for? I'd have to say, without a video or a picture, it would be hard to say. A puffy area just above her back hoof. Is it on the front of the leg the pastern? How far up? A puffy area, maybe um, the horse kicked something, had a little injury of something. What does it feel like? Is it squishy? Does it look like inflammation? Is there any scabs or scars? Is there any missing hair? Um, Piles of questions about that. It'd be really rolling. Go, really go. Oh, she's up. Shake, shake, shake. I was wondering what that noise was behind me. I looked over and really rolling. So I don't know. Without a picture or something. Maybe you have some more details. You've done some great videos on this topic. Thanks, Olives. Um, Weird thing, every single Canadian I have met is just a lovely person. Really? You should move to Canada, because I know a few that aren't. But that's great. I'm glad you met a bunch of nice people. Javier Ranch says, mine. Lucky to have found you guys. Thanks, Sue. We're lucky that you came here. You've always had a lot of really nice things to say. Really appreciate it. And Maria. Everybody is so nice, aren't they, Alice? Just like you. I mean, Alice sent over these really impressive handcrafted crafts of masks and little dog and cat, or not cat, the horses, little figurines. It's amazing. People are amazing, all of you. Watch the Gracie and Mustang videos. Yes, actually, those ones are the best. Question. Avia Ranch, awesome. I like the way you do that. Question with the stars. I'm going to make a rule about that. We're going to have to, if I could make that a sticky. Hi, Ida. I'd have to make that a sticky. Or if you have a question, put in 4 stars, question, and 4 stars. Slightly swollen leg above yearling back. What could it be? I think I started to answer that. Happy Father's Day. Thank you, Ida. I very much appreciate that. Again, I've had a great Father's Day. If you roll back the video later, you'll see what I talked about. I bore everybody that's already here. You love Mustangs, Alice? I do too. There's a few of us that had tried to talk about how we might do the Mustang Challenge here in Canada. It's a little bit more difficult. Still thinking on it. Quick question. How do you get a horse to bitless after he was on his bit his whole life? You just go bitless. There's horses don't need any transition period between bits and bitless, so don't worry. The idea being that you lead them around bitless, so there'd be no reason why they wouldn't understand how to be bitless, because when you lead them, you're in a halter, it's bitless, so it should go well. Cats get scared like horses. They can have it quite suddenly. A cat gets calmed down. Somebody telling me it's okay. That doesn't work. I throw a blanket over them. Good job, Lori. Gracie wears them down quick because she has firecrackers. Gracie wears them down quick because she's always moving. She's not lame. She's got a lot of energy. Yes, she's a firecracker, but she's busy. She's got a sharp mind. She kind of needs to be doing things and stuff. And so, because she isn't sedentary, I think it is. Yes, don't move around. She wears her own feet down rather well, especially on a bit of gravel and stuff. So. Skeeters are coming out. Okay, I was thinking more of driving. My horse just turns to me every time I ask her. Is there anywhere to help that? For your lunging, you want to be able to drive them around. Get your drive line correct. If I were to guess, and I've seen it reasonably often, long line lunging is very difficult. Shorten it up. 10, 12, tops 14 feet away from you. You could even do 8 feet. And get it to where your horse will walk around without squaring up, and you get your drive line just right. Usually this is just a little behind the shoulder, but it depends on the horse. So I'm generalizing when I say just a little behind the shoulder, sort of where the cinch might go. You're going to drive that spot because you need to drive them out as well. I'm doing a video on this for oh God, I really got to get it done. It is imperative that I teach this thing, but you got to get your drive line right for your lunging, rodeo. How about Gracie's pedigree for us? So, right. Well, she's Arabian. Sorry, I'll get to that, I promise. Mental note, Mr. Unknown. Yes, he knows she's Arabian, but she wants to know, or he wants to know, the dam and sire and so on and so forth. Ida, did I already say thank you? If I didn't, thank you. Guys are, I mean, I barely know how to handle saying thank you so many times. It's on the side. Like, okay, Ida, hang on. Let me, um, who's in her line? Right. Okay, so Mr. Unknown's covered that. Abia says it's on the side, like touching the hoof. Could have hit something. She has been living with the goats and all their climbing twice. Yeah, really common. If it's on the side and it's just above the hoof, that's the area called the coronet band. The coronet band also has a chance of there being an abscess there. The abscesses break out the soft part of the hoof. So there's essentially three places. They'll either bust out the back, they'll either bust out the bar down, or they'll bust out through the coronet band. So, you know, it could be an abscess. It could be just hit it by accident and it's sort of swollen. Keep an eye on it. Other than that, I can't think of why it would be anything else. Check if a horse is lame, things like that. Again, without a picture or something, I really couldn't be able to. Even that, sometimes with a picture you can't really tell, but you can send me a picture or two. I'm okay with that. But touching it, see if the horse is very sensitive to touch. If there is an abscess brewing in there, if there's essentially it's just an infection. So it's an infection, and a pus grows up, and out it comes, and so on and so forth. So you'll want to see if the hoof is hot or too warm compared to the other hooves. They might be all warm. And you're like, well, it's normal. So compare it to the other ones. You can try to use one of those temperature dealio things where you pull the trigger and point a laser at it and it gives you the temperature. Or if you've got a heat camera, it's an option. And worst case scenario, you might need to get an x-ray if there's something really wrong. Ida, thank you. Thank you very much. And I'm glad you love the channel. I love the channel. I love actually being able to get on here and talk to everybody. You guys are all awesome. Everybody's awesome. Good night, delicious. If I've caught you, Mr. Paper. So yes, paper. Gracie does have papers. I'll figure it out. Lisa got back to me. She tries to bite when putting her halter on, and I'm new to all this. I need help. She doesn't seem to trust much. Horses that bite when you try to put their halter on, consider the fact that they think they can move you around. They can tell you what to do. They're biting because they're just saying no, or go away, or don't bother me, or I don't like that, something like that. So if it were me, the very basic, I'll give you the basics because it's difficult giving information over the internet like this. But I would block. You don't need to smack, because if you get bit and you smack, you're late, you wasted your time. You just cause a bigger problem. So before the horse can bite, you want to block. Say no, and they'll jerk their head away. You want that. So because you get what you want, you have to pet them. You pet them and you can't see my hand. You pet them and tell them they're really good. You say thank you for moving your head when I asked you to. And hopefully next time you just use one finger. And hopefully next time you just raise your hand. And hopefully the next time you just raise an eyebrow, whatever. So you want to give the no with less power as you go. Make sure it's effective. If they just move their head, sometimes they might still bite. So you might want to keep pressure on until one of their feet moves. Pet them. If you get anything you want, pet them. Pet them, pet them, tell them they're good, tell them you love them more than anything on the planet, tell them they're the best horse on the whole planet. That will translate to them. They will get the idea. They will become more reassured. They will look for you to be as soft as you are being when you're petting them, and so on and so forth. Sedentary, thank you. Sedentary, I was saying, wasn't I? I was missing the A. Thanks you, Ida. Egyptian blood, she's tiny. I don't know how you'd know, but I shall get some pedigree stuff. A driving video play. I've done my groundwork. Go look at the groundwork videos, Abia, if you want to know that. As for driving, I don't do driving, but I refer to draw and drive. When I'm making a horse move and I'm not leading it, I'm driving them. But a driving one, like on a carriage, is that what you mean? Because I don't really do that. I thought about it. She is 20 and I was told she was perfect for kids, but after I bought her, I noticed she had a lot of issues. Trust horse owners like you trust used car salesmen. There you go. It's a pleasure. Well, thank you, Ida. Not as tiny as Gracie. Gracie's 5, so she does have a year to 2 years to kind of grow up a little bit. And I think, I'm not sure if it was you had noted that she's getting a little bit stockier. The lights are almost out. Look, I'm starting to get grainy. No, she's 5, Ida. She was 4. Where do we send pictures? If you want to send pictures to me, you can send them to there's an email address on the actual website that I never update because everything's done on social media now. I don't know what I would put on a website that I don't already have somewhere. Maybe I'll probably update. But anyways, it's on the website, but it's just graham@stablehorsetraining.com. Easy to find. Somebody type that in maybe. Really does a lot of walking around. It's good. She's actually she's actually doing really well. You know, she walks around quite a bit, which is good because she goes to get a drink. I don't even know if I just hear her in the background. But I mean, there are flies around and stuff, and sometimes the horses will walk around to get a break from that. They'll go get a drink of water. They'll go to look around and see what's going on over there. Go to talk to somebody somewhere, something like that. David, you've got it. Yes, thank you. Yep. So that's it. So yes, obvious. Send a picture over if you want. But more or less, I think that you've got probably maybe an abscess, maybe just whacked it somewhere. Yeah, no capital G. It doesn't. Emails are not case sensitive. So, anyways, good night to you. But yeah, I should probably wander off myself because the big light in the sky is steadily going down. You can see it's darker than earlier. That's right. Yeah. Email addresses and website addresses are case insensitive. They don't. There's my shirt for the day. It's Father's Day shirt. Yeah, they don't have any. Oh, Maureen, you're here. Hello. They're not case sensitive. So now I don't know if I missed any questions, but I should probably wander on because YouTube won't allow putting in email. Well, the email address David just put it in. Did you see it? Should work. He's a moderator, so he should be able to put in anything. Did I miss anybody? Lisa, right. Okay, Lisa. So be kind as you can, but be firm as you need to be is probably the best way. I would say that there's a pile of videos. Groundwork videos are really good. If you look at the playlist that I've got a bunch of groundwork videos. I've got a couple of videos on what to do about when horses bite. I've got a couple of videos on horses being head shy. And you'll probably just hear me saying the same thing I'm saying now. You've got to be firm but very reassuring, very comforting, but making sure not to give in when you're doing. I don't know. Watch the videos. It's all in there. It's trust me, it works. It really does. It really does. I've been through plenty of times when I've wondered, oh, what do I do? And I just sort of fall back to the formula of getting the little things. Don't go for the big things. If you're not getting something big, then go smaller. So YouTube died just for a second there. But it's getting a little bit late now, and I'm sure everybody else is probably going to, light. There, you can see me properly now. So hopefully that's helped you guys. I shall be back this week, probably from tomorrow. I'll be back to normal. Busy, but online. So anyways, that's it for now. I think I've answered everybody's question too, so that's kind of a bonus, isn't it? But I'll talk to you guys soon. I hope you have, let me just put my coffee down for a second. Um, Thanks for everybody coming in for sure, and have a good night, good day, good afternoon, good evening, good sleep, whatever you're doing. I'm going to probably do a couple more things, make sure we're good, and then it's the end of the day for me. So thank you everybody. It's been a great chat, a great Father's Day chat. So appreciate it, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow.